Right, righty, heighty, tighty. I think finally got the live stream up and running. It's taken about 10 minutes of faffing about, but we're up by the looks of it. And I've spelt the destination wrong, I think, in the video description. So we'll have to update that at some point. But we'll leave it as is for now. So today's flight is going to be a bit longer. We are getting airborne from Petrich here, which I believe is still inside Macedonia. And we're going to fly to Amigdhaleon, which is in Greece. We're actually starting to get quite close to the Greek-Turkish border now. So I think we'll probably end up with 1 or 2 flights inside Greece before we actually head across the Bosphorus and make our way out of Europe. Now, Xplane 11 updated itself this morning. It's gone from the public release number 11 to the public release number 12 of the beta. And at the moment, I don't see any obvious visual differences, but we shall see. There's a lot of traffic this morning over there. So it'll be time to get ourselves in the cockpit in just a moment. In fact, let's do that now, and we'll go through some of our pre-flights, etc., etc. Just making sure the flaps are in the fully up position, checking my controls. This ailerons, everything seems to be working very good. Okay, right, let's get the brake on. And we'll work our way through a few things. Master, right, I'll just get the old view set up a bit better. Battery on. And she starts winding up. Avionics, we're not going to use the ground control. We're going to fly a VFR. The transponder on, and it should now be squawking on the default 1200. Very good. Beacon on. I won't use the Pido heat today. We'll just rich the mix G up. We're mix rich. Now we can check the propers clear and start this poxy little engine. What we'll do is we'll turn the avionics off for the engine start. A habit I've got to get into. Propers clear. Should be good to go here. Nice. Now we'll get the avionics back on. Everything's working as intended. Put a landing light on for the takeoff. We won't bother with taxi lights, but we will put our nav lights on. Right, then we want the fuel pump on, and we'll turn the brake off and we'll be good to go. Right, feet up on the rudder pedals. Just making myself a little bit more comfortable here. So probably a relatively long flight today. I'm expecting this to take in excess of an hour. Current heading is what's our runway heading? 05. So we want to turn right slightly once airborne, and we'll track on a bearing of about 140. Righty ho then. We're ready to roll here. I'm actually going to put 1 notch of flap in because we're on a short field. Brake off. Oh, that's a lot of right rudder there. Just to stop the initial. Blimey heck. Full right rudder. Okay. Actually, we don't have a short runway. That's right. We've got a nice long runway here at Petrich. This is the one we came in at night on the last There's really no stress here getting airborne. I could probably bring that flap up, but I'll leave it down. It's down now. What's done is done. Okay, let's rotate. Get that flap up before we overspeed anything. Landing light off. Fuel pump off. Right, let's stay below the clouds today. Turning right now on to about 140. Do have some terrain over there, so we don't want to push ourselves too high. We don't want to go too low either, so we're going to have to wedge ourselves between the terrain and the clouds. Alright, bring the engine back now. And we'll roll out a bit further around. There's a gap through there. I think we'll take that gap. Avoid having to go up over this high ground here. Settle the engine back on 2200 RPM. That should be fine. I'm just going to make a visual check that we're all cleaned up here. Flaps are up. Doing a bit of trimming on the elevator here. Okay, beacons on, landing light, taxi light are off, navs are on, strobes are off, pitot heat's off, fuel pumps off. Everything else looks normal. Everything's green. Green, 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 green. Jolly good. Still climbing a fraction. And we are coming left a little here. I am trimmed on the rudder. We should be able to hold about this as we slip through this little bit of low ground up ahead. Good morning, Colin. Or good afternoon, depending on where you are. Good evening. Just get rid of the mouse cursor and shove that off to the side. Right, we've got a nice little bit of altitude management ahead of us here, making sure we don't break through the cloud while still avoiding crashing into the hillsides. England, very good. So yes, definitely morning for you as well. What else are we going to do on a Sunday morning? Sit inside, watch or play computer games. Although this isn't really a game, I suppose. Sim. Get told off for calling it a game. And rightly so. I've got to try and avoid turning my head around all the time. Some people get a bit ill if I'm doing this too often. So I got to be just a bit more gentle with the head movement. I might just pause the track IR a bit more often. In the interests of viewer safety. Can't have people emptying last night's dinner out onto their keyboards now, can we? Now I'm just going to check my map to make sure we're not on the wrong heading. Me flying underneath the 737. I think we can actually afford to come left a bit because destination's over there. I'll use this sort of direction. But we'll just adjust course now slightly. Very good. I'm trying to work out what they updated this morning, but I'm not sure. I saw in the developer notes there's some mention of the jet engine start procedures, but obviously that's not relevant to me today. I'm looking around to see if they've updated anything obviously on the visual side of things, but it doesn't seem like it. I did reinstall SkyMax Pro after the update, which is what's giving me the clouds, these amazing clouds. The default clouds are not great, but SkyMax Pro, wow. Whoa. I wonder how I'll know when I'm going to be crossing into Greece. I wonder if there's any... I guess I could use Google Maps. There's a lake there. I wonder if that's in Greece or Macedonia. We really do need to make a left turn though. I want to wait till I'm past this hill. We started in Macedonia this morning. Got airborne out of Macedonia. I believe Macedonia. I don't think it was Montenegro. I get confused with these former Yugoslav Balkan states sometimes. And I don't have a political map with me, so I'm just guessing. I'm 99% sure Petrich is in Macedonia, and we're flying into Greece. But I'm not quite sure where the border is. I don't really want to. Actually, I might just open a map in my on my laptop next door, and we'll have a look. I shall consult the map now. We are in. Yes, Petrich is actually in Bulgaria. Would you believe it? It's not Macedonia at all. It's right on the corner between Bulgaria, Greece, and Macedonia, and we are now in Greece. That lake that we just went past on the map, that lake, oh, it's on the right wing. Okay, so there's a lake off to the right. Yeah, there. I don't know if you can see it in the stream, but there's a bit of blue. That's inside Greece. So we're already inside Greece. We were in Bulgaria this morning. Okay. Well, that adds another country to the list, I suppose. I really need to turn left. I'm heading 170. Much too far south. Okay, good. Do that. Yeah, I've just consulted the... So, welcome to Greece, everyone. Those who have been following since the start, all 22 episodes ago, we are now in Greece. We're the second to last sort of political boundary of Europe, and the last fully integrated European member state before we go into Turkey. And then we'll be across the Bosphorus and into Asia Minor. I'm not entirely happy with these shadows. I've noticed that since the start. They're just a bit they smooth out when you zoom in, but when you're zoomed out, they're a bit ugly. I wonder if I need to change a setting. I don't really want to do it now, or whether it's unavoidable. They flicker, and they could just sort of smooth them out, I think, with some just blend them out, basically blur them a bit. I think that would help. Yep, it's been a long trip in the Cessna. I don't know how long this is going to take me. We still haven't left Europe, and I'm 22 flights in. I think it's going to be about 15 to 20 flights just getting across Turkey. And then we've got places like India, Pakistan, some Australia. I think we're going to go around the north of Australia through Indonesia, Papua New Guinea, something like that. So yeah, we've got some very, very long journeys ahead of us. This could take me a year and a half. I have no idea how long this is going to take. I just keep plugging away step by step. There's a chap on the Xplane forums who said that he did something similar in a twin-engine aircraft a couple of years back in Xplane 10, and I looked at his website, and it looked like he did it in about 20 to 30 flights in total. But obviously he was in a twin, so he could cover a lot more ground a lot quicker. And he seemed to have done some pretty long hops, where I'm trying to keep my flights down to less than 2 hours. Just gets fatiguing sitting in front of the machine for the screen for more than about an hour anyway. Check the map. Okay, we're not doing too badly for heading. I will come left once we're past this here, and we'll slip in through that. We'll end up on a heading of about 090, I think. In fact, I'll just make some small left adjustments so we can cut some of this corner off in advance. There we go. What are we on? 120, 126, 120, 126. Almost in level flight. Very slight descent and climb happening, but it's okay. I think we've got a bit of a breeze here too, because I'm being blown to the right. I can visually... No, maybe not. Maybe not. It feels visually like we're being ever so slightly blown to the right. I think if I level my wings... Or maybe not. There's certainly no turbulence. It's very, very, very laminar. Nice and smooth traveling. Alright, Red Dog. Yeah, it's a little bit hazy. I got the I've got real world settings, and I updated the SkyMax Pro this morning. I should jump on TeamSpeak actually, but I'm not. Got to get some Sabre flying in today. Got to get some Sabre flying in today. for the mission tonight. I might live stream tonight's campaign mission as well. We'll see. Oh yeah, I think we are moving to the right. What's my heading now? 1-3 something. I think we are getting blown to the right slightly. It's only about 1 degree per minute. Either that or it's just me not demonstrating good airmanship. Map time. Yeah, good. We're almost bang on course now. We can turn left now too because we've got less terrain. I think we need to be heading pretty much in that direction there. And then we'll be in for the airfield at Amigdhaleon, a place I've never heard of. I was thinking about going to Thessalonica, but it's too far west. Thessalonica's down here, but that would mean we start going back to the west again, and I need to be going east, so it's a shame. I really would like to have landed at Thessalonica, but it's not going to happen. Maybe on the way home. No change in ground textures. No, it's exactly the same. I'm actually thinking of getting some of the ortho photo stuff, but it's quite expensive to buy per tile, and because I'm traveling over such a long distance, I don't think I can justify buying hundreds of tiles. So maybe once I've completed this journey, or do another series where I fly over some of the ortho photo stuff. But this is the default textures, I'm pretty sure. I don't see any change. It may be just that we're moving south, so the colors are starting to change a little. It's much more brown and dry looking. Right, I'm going to have to think about my left turn. I think the airfield is just on the other side of this hill here. There is some terrain immediately west of the airfield, which should be at my 12 o'clock, and then the airfield's over here, so I think it's going, maybe? Yeah. I need to come left through that gap, and the airfield will then be over here someplace. Oh, hello. So I don't know if that'll come through on the stream, but the sim just hung for a second there. That normally means the weather is updating. Because I've set it to real world weather every, I don't know, half hour or so. Yeah, there we go. You just see the sky just changed. It updated all the clouds and everything. It contacts whatever server has the weather information, and it just freezes the sim for a minute. Well, not a minute, a couple of seconds. And then obviously it imports the weather data into the sim. And then SkyMax Pro updates after that, and the clouds all change. It can be a real kind of immersion killer at times, especially if it goes from cloudy conditions to clear or reverse. Then you get a really kind of, suddenly the sky just clears up in a matter of seconds. But for the most part, it's quite tolerable. Right, we're on 090 pretty much at the minute. So SkyMax Pro is a plugin. I'll just show you here from my plugins menu. It's this thing here, and you can configure precipitation and clouds. So basically, if I turn it off, I'll turn it off. I'll show you what it looks like without it. Okay, so here we go. We'll turn SkyMax Pro off. Oops. Come here. So SkyMax Pro off. There you go. Now you can see the default clouds. They are quite hideous. Sort of weird, charcoaly, browny red thing. Now if I turn the SkyMax Pro back, actually the weather's changed too. We've got a bit more turbulence now. Turn SkyMax Pro on. Takes a second to load. Okay, it clears the sky and then it populates with these clouds here. These are the SkyMax Pro clouds. You can see they look so much better. It also does, like I said, some precipitation, and it does the sky coloring too. You can set various different color palettes, but the main benefit for me is how it does the clouds. I think it makes. Oh yeah, we've got some good air flow happening now. The aircraft's starting to buck around a bit with weather. And this plugin system I really love. You can enable and disable plugins on the fly. Which is quite a cool feature. You don't have to quit the game, load the plugin, then reload the game. You just do it while you're in the aircraft. Turn it back. Yeah, it's pretty ugly without it. The default clouds are a mess. The SkyMax Pro cost about $30 or something. I can't quite remember. Like, it's not cheap. As with everything with these, with aviation simming, you pay a lot. Okay, we are not really flying very fast, and I'm just worried we're starting to sink, so I'm going to put some power on. There we go. Get some airspeed and a little bit of climb. Look around. Back seats are empty today, as usual. This terrain must be really high around here. Very high sort of plateau. And it looks like we've got a valley out in front of us up here. Once we get over this, whatever this is. And then we should have visual on the airfield. Yeah, you can see the nose getting pushed around a lot. I'm trying to hold my view steady. You can see the wind gusting around, pushing the nose about. And my clock, I think, is set to Zulu time. It must be 0948. Yeah, it must be Zulu. Alright, cheers Red Dog, we'll see you later during the day. Now, start looking for the airfield, which should be just on the other side of this section of hill here. If we've got this right. Yes. Good. So it'll be a bit closer to the coast, over in that direction somewhere. Once we get around this hill and into the valley, we should be able to see it. We'll just check for air traffic. There's a F4 Phantom somewhere up ahead. But he's up at 17,000 feet, and he's about to fly over the top of me. There's a Phantom up there somewhere. Don't know where. Must be Greek Air Force doing some training exercises. I don't know if they still fly the Air Force. Probably not. Actually, no, they've spent a lot of money on defense, these guys. The Greeks. I'm not saying it's partly responsible for their economic situation, but it's partly responsible for their economic situation. Their defense budget. It's an observation that I'm making whilst not making, to avoid controversy. I may actually stream 2 of these flights today. I'll get this one done, and then maybe I'll be back on in a couple of hours, around midday. I may actually do a second stream. I think I will. Sunday after all, and I've got leave this week. I've got the week off on leave, and I'm going away, so the channel will be quiet from Tuesday till Friday. I'm going to Rome in real life. So that will be jolly. Excellent. We should be able to see our field soon. Start just looking over there in the distance. Should be over there someplace. Although we may still have to cross this hill. I can actually see the ocean or the sea now, the Adriatic. Is it the Adriatic or the Aegean? No, it's the Adriatic. No, it's not. It's the Aegean Sea. This valley is pretty lush. It's incredibly green. It's probably been farmed for 5,000 years. But if this green colour is anything to go by, it's still producing a lot of food. Very lush valley. Time for a peek at the map again, just quickly. Oh, is that F4 Phantom landing? I hope not. He's in the pattern. 30,000 feet. No, that's not landing altitude. That is certainly not landing. I've got an aircraft up there visual, just above my spinner arc. There's a contrail. I think that's the 737 heading away. This Phantom is not visual. But he's right up there somewhere, this F4. Oh, Jack Wall's in the house. Mr. Jack Wall. I really should be on TeamSpeak, shouldn't I? You're the second to show up. Red Dog was here before. I'll be on TeamSpeak after I finish this flight. Maybe do some work in the Sabres or something. I think I have to go over these hills before I can see this airfield. What have we got? Or is it there? That's it. That is an airfield. I'm pretty sure I've got a concrete strip here with some white paint at either end. In that case, we're going to come left. And we'll do a very long sort of setup here. We're straight in towards the southwest. Yes, I will be flying tonight, Jack, most certainly. Got a day off tomorrow, so I can probably fly later than usual too. Happy days. See if we can get some of that sexy formation takeoff footage. Right, I think I need to start slowing down. I'm just going to confirm that what we have over there is in fact the airfield. Yes, it is. Most certainly. And I'm on a sort of a downwind here, so I'm going to kill the RPM a bit and we'll get some fuel pump on, landing light on. Try and hold the view a bit more steady. When you zoom in, it gets very difficult to see. I'll hold steady. Just try and you should be able to make out the field now. The thresholds. A long strip with a taxiway that runs parallel and no buildings. Actually, speaking of carb heat, I'm actually not entirely sure where the carb heat control is. Carb heater pull for on. Oh, cabin heat. That's cabin heat. Gonna have to help me find that one. On the co-pilot side, right, where are you? I can't get my tracker to drop down properly. It's supposed to be down there somewhere. Watch these hills. I'll leave it for now. Jack will can tip me on TeamSpeak afterwards, and I'll make sure I use it for the next flight, rather than trying to do it now. Okay, throttling back. Got our field over there at 1 o'clock. Actually, this is not a bad glide slope, I don't think. I can probably run in like this. We'll wait for the speed to come back below the max for the flaps at 85. Okay, we've got a bit of nice airspeed now. We'll drop in our first notch. Right, feet up on the rudders. Let's put the yoke in. Always fun to watch the yoke dancing about when we do our final approach. It's just for rich. Fuel pump I know is on. Landing lights on. Get the rudders a little. Check the brakes are fully off. Yes. Second notch of flat. Yep, visually confirming on the flaps. Excellent. More airspeed needed now. We'll go full flap in a moment. Full flap. Trim that nose down a bit. Okay, we're getting high here. Now we're getting slow. Wow, the nose is really being pushed around by the wind. This could be an interesting landing. It's quite gusty. Alright, let's turn in. I think I've got to exit down the end too, so I can taxi down. Oh, there's one in the center and there's one at the end. So if I can get this down within the first half of the runway, then we can take the center exit to the right. Otherwise we have to roll all the way to the end. Airspeed's good. Flaps are fully down. Okay, trimming back on the elevator. We use the control column to get the nose down. 58 knots, 60 knots. Lovely approach speed. I wouldn't mind being a little steeper, just because I don't like shallow approaches. They make me nervous. Ooh, wow, just washing a bit there, the aeroplane. Just ballooned up a bit. It may be because I've got so much elevator trim. I'll just dial a bit of that back. Okay, now we're a nice high approach, which I like. And throttle back. Just keep it on the 60 mark. Yep. Very high now. Probably just left it a bit too long. But we've got shitloads of runway here, and the threshold's actually about 20 to 50 meters down, so down the concrete. 65 knots, speed's just creeping up here. So I'm going to raise the nose to lower my airspeed. Powerful rate of descent, which I don't need to adjust because my rate of descent feels just fine. Maybe a little bit fast. Yeah, we're going to be long here, so I think we're going to be using the second, so the end of the runway to exit. Got a nice steep. Don't think we're going to be able to come to a halt before that first runway exit. Oh, the wind really pushing me around. Yep, going to be long on this lot. Okay. Oh, just move. Yeah, lots of left rudder in here. Nose wheel down. And there's that, oof. I've got full right rudder in here. My rudder is in so hard that I'm actually sliding my rudder pedals across the floor away from me. I don't know why it's not moving to the right. I've had this before, actually, on the ground. Yeah, The aircraft just does not want to move to the right. I have to go full left rudder. This is the second or third time that's happened that in Xplane 11 is that the aircraft for some reason refuses to take input from my right rudder when I'm on the ground. It's very, very difficult to get the aircraft. Oh look, we're right next to that taxiway though. And I've got my foot fully extended on the right. Yeah, it's just not doing it. Again, full right rudder. Really doesn't want to turn to the right. Oh, okay, it's only just doing it now. Now I've got full left rudder on, and it won't come left. Start using the brake pedals. Get it to move. Okay, there's no apron area here for us to park on, so what I'll do is I'll come left off here. Yeah, the landing I think was okay, but it's this ground handling. It's really, really difficult. And I still haven't, there we go, I've got full right. I don't know if it's a problem with the way the Xplane is picking up my rudder pedals. Actually, I think it happened on the last beta update. I had the same problem. And I've actually just pushed my rudder pedals halfway across the room here, just looking down. They're actually almost out of reach of my legs now. I've just been sliding across the floor, so I need to fix them in a bit more firmly. Let's get the flaps up. What I think I need to do is recalibrate my joystick pedals because it seems Xplane 11 has forgotten about them again. Right, that can come off. The landing lights off, beacon off. We can probably turn our avionics off. Let's get the flaps fully up. Park brake on. Engine sounds nice though. I wonder if they've adjusted the sound. Just go to outside view. Yeah, you can see the nose wheel flicking around. And I've got my feet off the control column at the moment. I think there's a problem with the way the nose wheel is being... I don't know. I'm not quite sure what that is. Anyway, let's turn this engine off now. Fuel pump off. We shall lean the mixture. Burn off any leftover fuel. And there we are. Magneto's off. And then it all winds down. We'll take a little look at the landing, as we tend to do. What am I doing? Replay mode. That's right. And we'll just drag the time stamp back a bit. Here's my attempt at taxiing, going all over the place. Okay, that's probably a bit early. That's good. We'll go from here. There's a lot of contrails up here. Yeah, I think the engine does sound different too here. It sounds a bit more, I don't know, it just sounds a bit more chunky. Okay. Relatively well lined up. I was getting to the right a bit, but let's see how the wheels come down there. A little bit of a flare, and then boom. And then we have the ground handling problems. Really serious ground handling problems. Is my rudder moving? Yes, so I'm on full right rudder. I've got the nose pressed forward. It doesn't like turning. And I don't like using, yeah, you can see as soon as I take my foot off the rudder, it just kicks around to the left. I don't like using the brakes to turn the aeroplane. Because using the brakes tends to be very, very binary. You just touch the toe pedal and the aircraft just kicks around really fast. So if you've got anything more than about walking pace speed, then the aircraft really runs the risk of going berg if you use the brakes. Anyway, there we go. We're in Greece. We're at Amigdhaleon, the airfield's called. And yeah, we are. Oh, hello. What's the next flight? We can go this place. This looks like a serious airfield. Kevala Megas Alexandros. Wow, great name. I think we'll do that hop later. And we are getting close to Turkey now. Excellent. Thanks for joining me all. I may record another one we may do another live stream in a few hours' time. All right, I'm shutting this stream down. Hope it was enjoyable. See you again soon.